Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
On the average, Americans work between 45 to 50 years, hoping to build up enough wealth to retire and live out their golden years. Unfortunately, with taxation, the rising cost of food, energy, housing, and medical, many retirees are forced to live below the poverty line. Is this a flaw of free enterprise, or is our monetary unit we call the Federal Reserve Note forcing us into perpetual debt, ensuring inflation and higher taxes? These questions and more can be answered by reading G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Congressman Ron Paul states it's what every American needs to know about central bank power. A gripping adventure into the secret world of international banking cartel. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I will give a silver dollar from the early 1900s to anyone who purchases this book. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order a copy today. It's critical that the public be made aware of the system. Call and order your copy today at 1-800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
Americans have heard much about change in recent times and are now waking up to the truth. Well, here's a few facts about your food you may want to change. Did you know that nearly 100% of the food on store shelves comes from a few corporations and that most is genetically engineered, chemically sprayed, and transported great distances? Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company, like you, wants to see Americans change and take control of their own food supply, one seed at a time. Over 12 years, we've become America's premier supplier of pure, non-GMO seeds with over 1,400 varieties. Gardeners and homesteaders know Baker Creek offers some of the most popular seed collection kits, like our large heirloom kit with 60 full-size seed packets for only $99. The kit contains 25 types of vegetables and comes packaged in a metal can for long-term storage for just $99. Look for our free catalog today at rareseeds.com. That's rareseeds.com or call 1-866-OLD Seed. That's 1-866-653-7333 today.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
I've been throwing a lot of questions in here, and you're dropping bombshell after bombshell. So you're at this UN conference. Of course, Maurice Strong was later the head of the official biological diversity meeting in 1992 in Rio de Janeiro, the Earth Summit. He's the guy that says publicly we must destroy the industrial society for Gaia. Now Al Gore's new film and book is about religion. We're going to get into the religious aspect of this and weird occult compounds he's got in Colorado. But continuing, you were getting into this woman, the head of the World Health Organization, and the UN stated goal of reducing world population of 80%. Go ahead.
Yes, her name is Gro Harlem Brundtland. She prepared the Brundtland Report, which was used as the basis of the Fourth World Wilderness Congress Foundation, the Brundtland Report. And her analysis is that 2 billion people have to be removed from the planet. 2 billion. Now, there's other figures that go down as low as 500 million. So we have a sinister element in our government that is twisting the laws so that they can annihilate people early. They say the globe, the earth, is not large enough for 6 billion people. Now, I take issue with that because I'm one of the guys that will be cooked. So you can see I do have a selfish motive in fighting all this stuff.
Well, plus it's a fraudulent model, and it's been proven these globalists have bigger carbon footprints and more children than even third world populations. I mean, these are a bunch of greedy people that want the earth for themselves.
Yes, they want the earth for themselves. You got it right on the head. And they don't like us cannon fodder that unfortunately populates the earth. I got a recording of that. Actually, an elitist banker from Canada actually saying that. Let's do this without. Let's do this bank without telling the cannon fodder about it that unfortunately inhabits the earth. That's when I said I'm going to make war on these guys, and I haven't stopped for 22 years.
Well, you've done a great job exposing them. I want to continue here.
Okay.
So how did the conference end, and then what other conferences did you attend?
The Congress ended by Rothschild presenting his banking program to the Congress to grow Harlem Brundtland to present to the United Nations in October of 1987. That was the end of it. Now, since then, everyone's complaining about Maurice Strong allegedly taking a $1 million bribe from the UN and the Oil for Food program, and Fox just fouled him up by exposing him to the New World to the Copenhagen Congress. He made billions there, and I'll announce it to you right now. He got $8 million when he sold the Baca for water lot rights, which he did not own. In other words, it seems to me that there was fraud committed either at the Nature Conservancy level or Cabeza de Vaca Land Company level, but someone can easily find that $8 million that he got, and I hereby blow the whistle on it.
Well, here's that Fox News report on global warming, follow the money, and it talks about Maurice Strong and everything he's been involved in. And I know these fake conservancy groups in Austin with the city took more than 15,000 acres from people and didn't pay them 1/10 of what it was worth. Then they turned around a few years later and took the restrictions off and built on it themselves.
See, that's the kind of stuff they do. They maneuver themselves through these institutions and acronymical corporations like ABC Corporation, and you can't follow their trail. Maurice Strong tried to bury his trail when he left the United States in a hurry, because I reported him to the Congress for tacking a rider onto the quadrennial water bill that would allow growth and development to use the aquifers. And that issue, which would have passed if I hadn't written to the congressman until 2 a.m. in the morning, if I hadn't written to them, they would have passed it, and AWDI, Maurice Strong's company, would have been off and rolling to...
All right, George, stay there. Good job fighting that. Long segment coming up.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want? My answer would be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800-409-5633 or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Hi, neighbor. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Certainly we'd never intend to procrastinate getting our own food supply until there was none left at any price. We would intend to have plenty of food so the relief organizations could care for those unable to care for themselves. We would intend not to be standing in the bread line with the ignorant and the foolish who pretend the facts of food disappearance are untrue. If the experience of the Katrina disaster is evidence, the bread line may have no bread. Just like the good intentions on the road to that unheavenly place, the good